Today's liturgy presented three beautiful readings for our reflection, action. I would like to share with you 3 points. Perhaps you will be able to carry it in your heart and put it into practice and elaborate it more. The first point, Jesus wants us to become more and more a loving person. For that, Jesus gave us a beautiful recipe or a secret he revealed. We all should love Jesus first. Beautiful words of Saint Benedict. Don't put anything before the Lord. In other words, Christ wants us to lead a Christocentric life. In every relationship, in everything in this world, we should love God first. Once we love God first, the rest will follow. In reality, the secret, we won't be able to love without loving Jesus first. God created all of us in His love, with His love, and He wants us to lead a life of love. The Word of God says in 2 John 6, it says, we are called to lead a life of love. Every day, we have to grow in that love. Where there is love, there is Jesus. 1 John 4, 7 and 8, the Word of God says, God is love. If there is no love, God is absent from our life. It's so wonderful to see a loving couple. It's wonderful to see a loving person. It's wonderful also to see a loving priest. But if there is no love, we are missing the point. So today's gospel invites us the secret. We have to love God first. If we love any earthly thing more than Jesus, sooner or later, that will become a burden for us. And we will hate the thing we love more than Jesus. Example of Judas. Judas loved the money. That inspired him to sell Jesus. At the end, he completely disliked that money, hated that money, and he threw that money with all his strength. That's going to happen in our life too. The second point, today's gospel and today's reading, Jesus wants us to understand that we all have to carry a cross. That cross is not just we see this form. We all have our own crosses. Jesus said, take up your cross daily and follow me. Jesus never said in the Bible, not just monthly or yearly, but daily. St. Paul described beautifully 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 7 to 10, thorn in the flesh. It can be a different thing. We all have crosses, but when we have sufferings, difficulties, and crosses to carry, don't be afraid. This cross is not going to make you really sad, but in reality, it's going to make you more and more like Jesus, because He carried the cross. There are times we are forced to carry the cross. In the Bible, we see, like the Simon of Cyrene, he was just coming after the work and coming, but he was forced to carry the cross. Yet, it became a privilege. So whenever we have crosses, difficulties, remember it's a privilege, like St. Paul who said in Colossians 1:24, there is a remnant, there is a remaining part of suffering is there. I am carrying gladly in my own life. The last point, not the least, the most, I would say the important point, very often we forget. What Jesus wants us to understand, our God is a God of small things. He cares. Even the small thing, even if you give a glass of cold water, the Lord sees it. And every small ministry you are doing it. Sometimes some people may think, like, hey, I'm not doing anything in the church. All my life, maybe I'm in the kitchen. Maybe I might be doing a very, very small thing. But remember, it is so precious. We should never, ever underestimate the work we are doing. Our God is a God of small things. Today you see the first reading, prophet, that wonderful noble lady received, the prophet received in Christian life, receiving has got a deep meaning. She did. So she received a great blessing in her life. The same way in our life, whatever we do in our life, the remembrance of the Lord with a great love, it has got a significant meaning because our God is a God who sees everything. So from these 3 points, we can examine ourselves. Am I really loving Jesus first? Is Christ is the center of my life? Am I leading a Christocentric life? What are the crosses do I have? Am I carrying it gladly? Third, be attentive, especially the small things we are doing. Maybe a smile. Look at each other and smile. Little things are indeed little, but the faithful to that little thing is a great thing. The beautiful words of Mother Teresa. Find God in small things. So, as we are celebrating this Mass and this week, let us continue to reflect this passage and elaborate it so that our life will become meaningful, beautiful, and glorious.